take my mind away.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm Kaya and I've been making videos a lot lately about my experience with Italy, with Italians. I lived there for a year last year. So in previous videos I've talked a lot about like cultural shocks. I did the Rude Italian Habits Explained video, which was my last video, but I really wanted to delve in a little bit more to the language. I've made one other video before in the past about language and how to learn the language, but this video today is going to be, I guess, the mistakes that Italians make in English. And these are things that when I hear them, and because I was surrounded by Italians all the time, and I was obviously a native English speaker, and a lot of them in Milan speak English, so they were trying to make the effort with me to speak English while I was around them, which was really, really good. It was so nice. And it's so funny because they always say like, oh, I'm so sorry, my English is really bad. And you just look at them and you're like, are you serious? Like, you think your English is bad? Well, my Italian is awful, you know? Like, they're really, really good. And even though from when they are in like primary school, it's called something different in Italy, but they learn it from quite a young age. So a lot of them are very, very good, and a lot of them are actually multilingual as well, not even just bilingual. They know, like, a lot of them know French, some of them know German, Spanish, because Italian and Spanish are quite similar. But this video is something that I wanted to make for a long time because these little mistakes make so much logical sense because of the way that Italian is structured. So these are just going to be like little words or phrases that I noticed among a lot of Italians that they got wrong. Even though you might have said like, oh no, it's this, or whatever, they seem to always say it the same way. Over time I learned that I didn't even want to correct it anymore. Like, I wanted to hear it because it's such like, it's just another little character of their language. I love listening to people with accents. I'm sure it's a novelty for them as well, listening to people who aren't Italian speaking Italian. So it's the same kind of thing, listening to someone whose native language is not English when they speak English, because there's always going to be like little mistakes and little grammatical mistakes and things like that. But I just thought they were quite funny and I wanted to talk about them today. So in English, when we say hair, it's singular. It's just like a body of hair. You don't say, oh, you have nice hairs. We just say to someone, oh, I love your hair. You have really nice hair. Whereas in Italian, they'll say, I love your hairs. You have really nice hairs. Because, and it makes a lot of sense because the way that they say hair in Italian is plural. So they say I capelli. So it's not capello. Capello is hat, but capelli is hair. It's not hairs. It's like, it's just what they say is hair. Because it makes so much sense because we do have multiple hair. Like, I don't really know why we just say hair. Like, I guess a body of hair, but it makes way more sense the Italian way. But it just, they always tend to make that little grammatical mistake when they speak English. And it doesn't matter like how much you correct it because it's so embedded in their language, like that structure. And it kind of beats that stereotype as well that English is an easy language, because it's definitely not. Like, I still struggle with it a lot as well. We have like different meanings of the same word, but it's like different spellings. It's confusing, like, I understand. The second thing, oh my gosh, and okay, so we spent a lot of time, me and like a group of my Italian friends that I met there at the beach. We all went away to Puglia together, and this one always makes me giggle. Okay, so we say, if we're going to the beach, if we're going for a swim in the ocean, we just say, oh, I'm going for a swim, like I'm gonna go have a swim at the beach. Because when they talk about like going for a swim in the ocean, they don't use nuotare, which means to swim. They use bagnare, so that means to like have a bath. So they'll be like, vado a fare un bagno, like in the ocean. So the direct translation is when they try and say it in English, they're like, oh, like, are you gonna take a bath? are you gonna go for a swim? Like, are you gonna take a bath in the ocean? And when I first heard it, I was like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? Am I gonna take a bath? Like, am I gonna bring my bar of soap into the water and like have a bath? So yeah, that's another little thing that's like a common thing that Italians say. It's the same thing if you try and directly translate something from English to Italian. It's just not. There's no direct translations really of sentences because they're a completely different structure. Like, they're just not the same at all. And we don't have like feminine, masculine. Our verbs and nouns and things are around completely different ways. Another thing that they say is if they are asking you to remind them of something, they'll say, oh, can you remember me this? Can you remember me to get my bag? Instead of, can you remind me to get my bag? And there's a really simple explanation for this. Is because when they say their word for remember and their word for remind is ricordare. So they kind of, they use it interchangeably. So they do the same thing in English, but we have the two different words, remind and remember. And it's the same with borrow and lend. I think it's either the same word or it's really, really similar. But they'll say, can you borrow me your pen? Actually, I don't even know if they have a word for lend. I'm not too sure. It might even be the same thing. And the next one, this is quite a common one as well, is that they'll use fun and funny in the wrong way. So they would say, oh, the amusement park yesterday was really funny, when they meant to say the amusement park yesterday was really fun. And the last one that I'm going to talk about is later and after. So they use dopo for both later and after. So they kind of use it interchangeably when they say in English. So they'll say, oh, I'll talk to you after, but they mean I'll talk to you later. Yeah, that's all I can think of. That's all the examples I can think of for now. I'm sure there's more that will come to me. But I hope you found this video a bit lighthearted and entertaining. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.